Alright, today we're going to talk about section 8.5, factoring trinomials. Remember, a trinomial is a polynomial with three terms to it. Now, before we even do that, we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up here. Hopefully you printed this out. If not, you can write this down. Just hit pause and write this down. And so we're just going to do a little exercise here where we're going to find the factors of column A that will add up to column B. So for instance, two factors of 8 that will add up to 6. Well, those two factors would be 4 and 2, because 4 times 2 equals 8, and 4 plus 2 equals 6. Okay, so hopefully you got that idea. What about some factors of 12? You have 1 and 12, you have 2 and 6, 4 and 3. 4 and 3 would work. 4 times 3 equals 12, 4 plus 3 equals 7. Alright, let's try another one. What about this one? Factors of 32. So take a moment and think about that. If you can't think of factors, one of the easiest ways to think of factors is simply just make a little line here, where you say 1 and then 32. And you just work your way up. 2 times what would get 32? 16. Does 3 go into it? No, but 4 does. And 8? And 5? No. 6, no. 7, no. 8, already got 8. So those are all my factors. So just look at it. What factors multiply to be 32 and add to 18? Right there, 2 and 16. Okay, what about this one? Negative 6, okay, to add up to, whoop, that's a little typo right there, sorry. This is actually supposed to say negative 5. Negative 6 add up to negative 5. So negative numbers have factors too. So the only difference here is the factors of negative 6 that I would use would be negative 6 and positive 1. So negative 6 times 1 is negative 6, and negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. Okay. What about the next one? Factors of 10 that add up to negative 7. Now how is that possible? You have 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Well, what you have to remember is that every number has two sets of factors. You have, as I said, 1 and 10 are factors. You also have 2 and 5. Those are all factors of 10. But also, you can't forget about this. Negative 1 and negative 10. Negative and negative make a positive. You also have negative 2 and negative 5. Negative and negative make a positive. So every number doesn't just have one set of factors, it actually has two sets of factors. So knowing that, what factors will multiply to be 10 and add up to negative 7? Well, there you go. Negative 2 and negative 5. All right, last one. What about factors of negative 20 that add up to negative 1? I would put negative 5 and positive 4. Negative 5 times 4 is negative 20, and negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, why are we doing all this? Well, this idea of using factors that add up to something else is a major component to factoring trinomials. Now, when I say factor trinomials, we're going to talk about how to factor trinomials that look like this. X squared plus bx plus c. Okay, this is a trinomial. It has a lead coefficient of 1. We're going to talk about those. There are other ones that there is a lead coefficient, but that's going to be for a later time. So we're going to start out with these. So, for instance, x squared plus 6x plus 8. Okay, there's a trinomial. So, what we're going to do is this. We're going to start out by just simply putting up two sets of parentheses. Every one of these that we're going to do is going to break down to two different binomials. And now, for now, we're going to keep it real basic. In the first spot, we're going to use the factors of x squared. So the factors of x squared are just x and x. And then the second spot is where we're going to use this exercise from up above, where we are going to use the factors of this number that add up to this number. So factors of 8 that will add up to 6. Well, you have 1 and 8, and you have 2 and 4. So which factors will add up to 6? Well, 2 and 4. So I'm going to put plus 2 and plus 4. And I'm done. Those are the factors, x plus 2 times x plus 4. Now, how do I know those are the factors? Well, you can just simply FOIL or distribute. You can just multiply this back together. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 4 is 8. So you get x squared plus 6x plus 8, which is exactly what we started with. Okay? And that's what we're looking for to do in every one of these right now. If I had x squared plus 14x plus 24. Okay, one of the big challenges a lot of people have is they have a hard time coming up the factors. So don't be afraid to write down the factors like I did on this first one. Don't be afraid to write those down, because sometimes once you see it, you can then figure it out. So I'm going to start out by putting my parentheses, my factors of x squared, x. Now what are the factors of 24 that will add up to 14? Well, the factors are going to be 12 and 2. Done. That's all there is to it. Let's try another one. X squared plus 9x plus 18. Okay, this would be a good time where you'd hit pause and give this one a shot on your own. Alright, let's see if you know what the answer is here. So again, factors of x squared, x and x. Factors of 18 that add up to 9, plus 6, plus 3. Hopefully that's what you got. Now, it's not always quite this easy. Let's move on to one that's a little more challenging. How about this? X squared minus x minus 20. Alright, so we got some minus here. Now, these minuses, you need to think of those like negative signs. So I'm going to start here. X squared factors are x and x. Now, what are the factors of negative 20 that will add up to negative 1? You got negative 5 and positive 4. Okay, now you can't have those signs switched around. It's not positive 5 and negative 4. It's negative 5 plus 4 adds up to negative 1. Okay? Let's try another one. X squared minus 9x plus 14. Alright, so let's write our parentheses. So we're looking for factors of positive 14 that add up to negative 9. So that's similar to this example way up here. We're looking for positive factors of 10 that add up to negative 7. We had to use that second set of negative factors. So that's what we're going to do here. So what are some factors of 14 that will add up to negative 9? Well, first let's start with the x and the x. And for now, that's always going to be the case. What are some factors of 14 that will add up to negative 9? How about negative 7 and negative 2? Negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14, and negative 7 plus negative 2 is negative 9. Alright, we got two more. So I'll go here with 6. Here's another one that would be a good time for you to hit pause. Alright, so give that a shot. See what you can come up with. Alright, let's see what you came up with here. So x and x. So factors of negative 6 that add up to negative 5. Well, I would use negative 6, positive 1. Now, a question I get a lot is, do I have to have negative 6 and positive 1 here? Could I switch those around? Sure. You could have written x plus 1, x minus 6. Means the same thing. Okay, very, very last one. How about this? X squared minus 11x minus 18. Well, hopefully you're not beating yourself up over this one too much. This is actually not factorable. And that's going to happen occasionally, that these can't factor. You know, some of us might have wrote x minus 2 times x minus 9. But remember, negative 2 times negative 9 doesn't equal negative 18. It equals positive 18. So Yeah, you need to go through and really try and think about all the factors, but remember, there are times when trinomials are not factorable, so that is a very legitimate answer. So hopefully this makes sense. This is the basic way to factor trinomials. There's much, much more that we're going to talk about eventually, but hopefully we got this part down, and if you get this part down, then you're off to a good start. As always, if you have questions, make sure you make a note of it, and then when we see each other in class, make sure you ask. All right, thank you.